Boom, boom. It's always so awkward with a little delay as I run to unlock my phone. All right. So, Ani Boozhoo, Minado Maku Nagishnaka, Maku Plamu Dodem, Toronto Boozhoo First Nation on Onjuba. Welcome everyone. Atelihai, Tunngahugit, Tunngahugit. Welcome everyone to Makitatsiatuq Virtual Fitness. So, I just quickly introduced myself. I don't know why that came out like that, but it just did. I just went with it. But I am the Makitatsiatuq Program Coordinator. And today we're going to be working on our forearms and our tricep muscles. So it should be a great workout. Again, thank you to those joining on Facebook, those joining on Instagram. Again, the warm-up is going to be pretty basic. So if the workout is too hard, stick to the warm-up. Afterwards, we're going to have a nice cool down. So do any of those things. If you're in for the stretching, in for the strength-based training, or in for the warm-up, all three are great. But before we get started, I would just like to say thank you to Sport Canada Canadian Heritage for funding the Tunngahugit program, which Makitatsiatuq is a part of. And a special thank you to both Brian and Paige for joining us today from TIA, and a super special, the specialist of welcomes to Malaya for joining us today. Malaya, we haven't talked because of the mic, but I'm just wondering, what's your favorite fitness thing, your sport? What got you into fitness?
Probably gymnastics, but I love swimming. That's my favorite. And after this last summer, biking with Paige was like the best. We went on some pretty lengthy bike rides, so that's where my fitness level is at. Pretty intermediate, low.
Yeah, don't sell yourself short, because gymnastics and biking is extremely good stuff, extremely powerful stuff for the body. So that's good. I hope you. So to get us started, we're going to get into this warm up. So the first thing that we're going to do is some crab walks. So just some hints into getting into this. The first thing that we do is we put our hands behind, but ideally you want to flex your fingers inward. So again, like a claw, just so that you're not bending back the joints, like so. Keep that straight flexed, and we're going to work. So the first thing you do, getting into that crab position, so arms just behind the shoulder blades, and we're going to do steps behind, 10 steps back. And of course, you can go forward if you don't have enough room. So again, I'm doing 5 forward, 5 back, and finishing 5 forward. So you should have 20 steps total. Again, you're going to feel that in the tricep, in the forearms, as you're just crawling yourself back and forth. So if you want to make that just your workout, I would do that 4 times. So you'll come out doing that about 80 times. So next thing that we're going to do is some fingertip push-ups. So keeping that same logic, keeping the fingers flexed, we're going to get down onto the mat. I recommend first at least starting in the knee push-up zone and then transitioning to a full push-up. But essentially, getting your grip, if you have a mat, try to really dig your fingers into the mat. And again, you're going to push down and up, down and up. And again, balancing on those fingertips, digging them in 10 times.
Wait, are we doing it right now?
Oh. Sorry. Yeah, so doing them 10 times, so coming down. If you want to try them in full push-up zone, like actually Brian is doing, which is really impressive, same thing. Dig in those fingers, getting up, down, and up. So really good stuff, especially for grip, especially for the forearms. If it's too difficult to dig the fingers in, you can of course make a fist and really tighten up that fist, create a really tight ball, and then you'll be able to do these push-ups without straining the fingers too much. So again, either open hands, fingers tucked, or fingers tucked into a fist and balling it up really hard. So after that, We're going to move into some tricep dips into an elevated plank. So for myself, I've got the couch, but if you have like a table, which I have here, both work for this. You can also use a chair, put it behind you. So just like before when we do dips, putting our arms behind us, focusing on the triceps, but as we bring our butt up, we're going to stick the chest in the air, and that's one. So back down, all the way up, back down, and all the way up. So what we're doing here is we're getting that tricep dip in first, flexing the hips forward, and back down. This is great for the shoulders as well, but really excellent for the triceps. Doing this 10 times. The slower you go, the better it is on your triceps. You're really going to feel that burn. And 10. So should really feel that in the triceps. Making that full extension is going to be great for the forearms as well. So just adding in that elevated plank really changes that exercise. So now the thing that we're going to do, last warm-up exercise. Again, if the following exercises are too difficult, stick to these 4. First thing that we're going to do is form our hands into a diamond. Again, I'm using that elevated surface. And we're going to do some push-ups, elevated diamond push-ups. So back straight, chest to the couch, and again, pushing with the triceps up. After 10, should be feeling pretty good. Again, helping by flexing by flexing the forearm, so bringing the knuckles back to the forearm, building that knuckle, that wrist strength. So really good stuff. I'm already kind of out of breath from that workout. But again, if the following stuff is too difficult, maintain with that warm up. So now we're going to get into the proper workout. So this is going to be strength based. So I have some dumbbells here, just if we need those. I recommend them. So the first thing we're going to do are some farmer walks. So great stuff for the forearms. And though is to really grip these dumbbells, making sure that that forearm muscle is flexed like it would be for a hammerhead curl. We're going to put our shoulder blades together. And again, we're going to do 20 steps. So 10 forward. And then, of course, 10 backwards. So again, just like so. So just by holding that weight, gripping it as hard as you can, you're really going to feel that in the forearms and throughout the whole arms, but especially for the forearms. We're now going to move into an inward hammerhead curl. So same thing, taking the dumbbells, you're going to come across the body to the chest, back down, to the chest, back down. So you're coming at an angle. Imagine you're making an X as you're curling. Again, 10 times both sides. If you can, try to touch your chest with the top of the dumbbell. So after you've done 10 on each side, you should definitely be feeling that in the forearms. And now we're going to move into the tricep portion of the workout, which is going to start with some overhead tricep extension. So taking the dumbbell, putting it behind the head. For myself, this is just the way that I do it. If it helps, I make like a prayer, putting my hands together, fingertips are over the barbell touching, dumbbell, sorry. And I'm bringing it to the top or mid of my shoulder blades, up, down, up, down. So it's an explosive movement up, slow movement down. Ten times. Just like so. And again, really going to feel that in the tricep muscles. So, of course, if you are using lighter weight and you find that it's too light, you're not feeling that burn, you're more than welcome to do a single-handed version, which is kickback. So I can't do these big ones, but ideally, getting into that table position, arms are bent, so about 90 degrees from the elbow, and kicking that dumbbell back. So if you have light weights, that'll be probably pretty good. Keeping it 90 degrees, looking like this, to the back. Now into our final exercise, we're actually gonna do some dumbbell push-ups. So personally, I like to put myself in the military position. That's just the best way to get the tricep exercise from barbell or from dumbbells. I keep calling them barbells. So ideally, just below the shoulders, just below the chest, we're going to go down, back up. And again, with the bars, you want to make sure that the insides of your elbows are facing forward, grinding against the side of your arms. 10 times. And of course, taking that well-deserved rest. So if you would want to make that harder, you could, and I'll attempt it here. It might work better with some lighter dumbbells. But as you would come down, you bring that dumbbell up, and you can really add to that tricep pull, tricep workout. So good stuff. We got through the first set. We're going to do 4, so 3 more to go. How are you guys feeling?
Really?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling it in the old horseshoe. Whew.
I'm gonna go against my better judgment and try what you just did on the next round. So we'll see how that goes. Everybody keep an eye on my camera for me falling on my face. That's the beauty of live, after all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For balance, I recommend putting that foot to the side like so. So you do the push-up, foot out to the side, boom, push-up, boom. So anybody that's watching. Whew. So again, we usually take about 15 to 30 second break. I think it's probably safe to get back into it if everybody is feeling good. And we'll kick this back off. So back into those farmer walks. You'll probably see me walk off camera, but I'm just trying to keep it consistent. So again, one foot after the other. 10 forward and 10 back. So again, really gripping the dumbbells. Just like that. Walking with the farmer walks, like it's got me kind of tiptoeing, looking like a like a plain chicken, you know. So now we're gonna do those inward hammerhead curls. So same thing, top of the dumbbell to the chest, back down to the chest, back down, just like so. For any of these movements, if you want to add an extra bit, you can do it slowly on the decline. That'll really heat up those forearms. But for the sake of time, of course, you can totally just do them as quick as you can. Whew. Feeling it already in that forearm. And again, 20 times or 10 times on both arms, 20 times total. And now we're going to get into the overhead or kickbacks. So we're doing the overhead, same thing. All the way up to 10. And then into those push-ups. So, again, making sure you can fit your chest through the dumbbells. Keeping those forearms straight as best as you can. Coming down, if you're doing the modification, foot out to the side. Pull in that dumbbell. All the way up to 10. So, feeling pretty good. Definitely more difficult on that pull. But certainly feeling really great. So we're halfway there.
For any Inuit watching, anytime I do that motion, I'm reminded of starting the skidoo. Those are exactly the same muscles. So if you need to get that bravo turned over, work on this one. Malaya knows what I'm talking about. Can I see the hammerhead one from the side?
Sure.
I feel like I'm getting the wrong motion on that one.
Absolutely. So from the side, slowly across the chest, touching the top of my left pec, back down, right pec or right shoulder, back down. So, of course, you can do traditional hammerheads coming up, just like so, to the top of that shoulder, but doing it across just gets more of the forearm muscle involved. So you're using as well as the top, but also the inside to get that inward pull. Whew. So
okay, what I was wondering about is I was doing more of a like sweeping outside movement, whereas you're staying very close to the body, huh?
Yeah, it's almost like you're pulling it over the stomach, over the chest, up. So
okay, awesome.
Coming over, just like so. Whew. It helps isolate, but also it does hit that forearm as well. So getting back into the third set now. Everybody's feeling up to it. Whew. Certainly feeling it. Gonna get back into those farmer walks. And again, you know, a great exercise if you're about to go shopping, you can definitely carry more bags after doing this exercise a couple times. And again, 10 steps forward, 10 steps back. I'm kind of ending up doing more, but anywho. Now we're going to do those inward hammerhead curls. Again, 10 on both sides. Whew. Now into the triceps. Same thing. You're either doing the kickback variation, 90 degrees to 180, or you're doing that tricep extension, which is more of like a 30 degree to a, I guess, close to a 180. Again, really pushing those triceps. And then into those push-ups. So my forearms have definitely taken a beating. So I think I'm going to go back into the regular push-ups just without pulling that dumbbell. And we've done 3 sets. So great, great job. Got one more to go through. So feeling pretty good. Definitely all fired up throughout the forearm. It's like just like a brick right now. So of course, during the resting period, if you feel any uncomfortable, especially in the forearms, there's a lot of things you can do just to stretch those out. One is to basically fan yourself off. So not only are you getting some nice cool air, you're actually flexing, stretching out those forearms. And again, sideways, inwards, outwards, up and down, stuff like that, rotating them, getting into that push-up position, coming forward and backwards. Do a couple things to warm those up, cool them down.
I was feeling pretty invincible the first couple rounds, and then that one really hit me. So I'm ready for it to be over now.
Yeah. Yeah, working out is all fun until the pain starts. Yeah, and then you just get me out of here, you know? I'm tapping out. Okay.
But for anyone watching, just before we went live, we were all just discussing about how we've been sore for weeks on end from these workouts. So if you're doing this with us and you're sore tomorrow and you're sore the next day and you're sore the next day, just know that you're in like company. Like we're all feeling the same thing. Muck was not an easy drill instruction.
I know, yeah, it's yeah, I'm very unforgiving at this point. I feel like I really got to tone it. So, gonna get into this last one here. So of course, if anybody is wondering about the farmer walks and like maybe you don't have dumbbells, things that are heavy, there's a couple things you could do, including, you know, making your own weights using bags or something that is heavy. But the best thing you can honestly do is do those walks as just something to do and clench your fists. That way you're getting that forearm workout, or otherwise if you have a broomstick, you can grip that broomstick, almost called it a boomstick, and continue walking back and forth. You'll have to do it a couple more times, obviously, to really feel that burn. But the main thing here isn't so much the weight as it is the grip. So 10 forward, 10 back. Again, if you're not feeling it as much, and of course, the lighter the weight that you're using, you might want to take, let's say 20 steps is perfect for 60 pounds that I'm using, 30 and 30, but maybe you're using 40 pounds, so 220s, you might want to do that in 40 walks, etc., depending on how you're feeling. So now we're going to get into the inward hammerhead curls. Same thing, so bring it up to the chest. Again, imagine you're creating an X. You're hitting them with a Wakanda forever, but bringing that hammerhead up to the top of that chest. I swear I'm like building a new muscle as I'm doing these workouts. I could just see a new thing bulging. So again, 20 times total, 10 on both sides. And you're going to get into those tricep extensions or kickbacks. So Paige is already leaving us in the dust. Like always. Working out so hard, it's making me whistle. After 10, into those push-ups. I gotta say, gotta give it up to Brian for continuing with those tricep pulls as well. It's just not happening for me.
It didn't happen for me either.
So, again, up and down.
I've got like less than half the weight you're lifting, dude. And besides that, I've actually like been stuck out in the bush and been unable to start my vehicle. So that can just never happen again.
Yeah, that's true. So we've got workout. It's definitely pretty intense. I think I like this variation a little bit more, I think, than the very focused, one movement workouts with the forearm. So I hope everybody did enjoy these. I hope it was a little bit more entertaining for you, worked out more muscles. And on that note, we're actually gonna get into that cool down. So we're gonna stretch those muscles out, starting with the forearms. And of course, best way to do that, taking the arm out forward, straight from the shoulder, pulling fingers back. And we're gonna do 10 seconds each direction, both sides. 3, 2, 1. Bring that up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now turning the wrist, bringing that back now to the side. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring that inwards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switching sides, so same thing. Wrist, pull it down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now flexing it up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Twisting it to the side now. So the top forearm muscle should be facing upwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Still facing upwards. Wrist towards the inside. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there we go. So we got some wrists, some forearm stretching there. And of course, after that, rotate the wrists, kind of making a figure 8 just when we're transitioning. Now we're going to do 2 relatively quick ones. Again, for the forearms, but you'll stretch out the bicep as well and triceps. So the first thing you want to do is put your palms facing down underneath your chest. We're on our knees, and we're going to lean back into our knees, keeping our palms flat on the floor, exposing the forearms. 10 seconds. Sorry, I'm totally in my own world here, fighting through the pain. After 10, we're going to flip those facing outward now. So palms are still going to be facing down, but fingers are facing forward. Same thing below the chest. Now we're going to try to bring our knees close to that, close to our forearms, and we're going to lean forward. You can even put your knees between your hands if that's easier. Again, just 10 seconds leaning forward onto the knuckles. After 10 seconds, again, rotating out the wrists, rotating out the forearms. Great thing about this cool down is if you just want to build up wrist forearm strength, doing this over and over again, you'll definitely build up that strength in the forearm as well and in the wrists. So now we're going to do the triceps. So of course, the one exercise I never get away from is the simple overhead tricep stretch. I don't know what it is about this one, but I can't find any other one that just really beats it. And I'd obviously rather produce stretches that work than ones that I make up in my head. So stretching out that forearm, 10 seconds on both sides. Again, for myself, I like to push back against the hand while pulling it in as well. Switching sides. Hand for myself is just in between the shoulder blades or a little bit past. And again, pushing against that hand and pulling it in at the same time. 10 seconds, just stretching out the tricep. After that, going to get into the last stretch of this afternoon, and it's going to be a simple tricep dip stretch. So where we were before, getting into that dip position, except here, we're actually going to bring our body forward. So about here is good. I would use your own discretion. So slowly bring your body forward like a crab. Again, putting that pressure on the triceps, stretching them out. 10 seconds. Whew. So the further forward you go, the more of a stretch in that forearm, in the triceps, and of course, in the wrist. So, really good workout. I hope that those stretches at least help with some of that pain. I do feel a little bit better, but I'm a little bit tight just in the one forearm. So of course, if you want to do anything else, I would just keep rotating out the wrists. If anything, doing some stretches. Across the chest with the fingers pointed forward is a great one as well for the wrist. Got a couple ideas. So What are your final thoughts, guys? How do you feel? How do you feel about that workout? Whew.
I like most of it except any part with the diamond. Sorry, that hurts.
Yeah. Is it the triceps, or do you find it more in the forearms?
I just feel like I don't have enough muscle for those.
Yeah.
But
Fair enough. Fair enough. Definitely.
Yeah. If I do push-ups like that, it's not really a push-up. It's really just like holding myself there without falling on my face. But you know, progressions.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Paige.
Just that my wrists are kind of sore after that. So I think especially with the stretches, I just have to be a little more relaxed about them. But I feel really good overall.
Me too.
I think I think I just have like weaker wrists than I would like to admit, and I don't do anything about it. So like every time we do one of these, I'm reminded of how bad my wrists are and how they need more work, and I just don't do anything about it. So I think I just need to make a personal note. Besides that, I can't believe I'm going to go back to typing for the rest of the afternoon after doing this workout. I'm just carrying noodles at this point. This is like, I could barely have a drink just now.
Well, you know what? Even though that would all seem, it all seemed negative, I feel like that's good. I think my workout did pretty good. Negative in a positive way. So I hope everybody feels the same way at home or wherever you're watching, wherever you're joining us from. So special thanks to those on Instagram, those on Facebook. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, thank you to Paige and Brian from TIA for joining us for this workout. And the specialist, reiterating it again, the specialist, thank you to Malaya for joining us as well on this workout. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Two gymnasts and two bikers in here at the same time. Or I guess three, because Brian bikes. So pretty good stuff. All right. So everybody take care. And I'll see everybody Wednesday for that lower back workout. So lower back on Wednesday. Totally tune in if you want to. And take care, everybody. Bye-bye.